The time has come. We must tackle this hair because the grow out is insane. I cannot believe. I think it was March or May the last time I colored my hair. So we are going in with some cap highlights. A lot of people don't like doing cap highlights. Personally, I like it. It's really forgiving. It's makes it easier, especially somebody that if you're doing it yourself, to get an all over coverage on the head. So of course we are starting off with a shirt that we don't care if we get some bleach on it. And then also I'm taking a look of where my parting is. I love doing a center part. And then I like starting on the top of the head just because I feel like if I start on the side, I could be pulling hairs from the top part of the head because frankly, you don't know where that hair is coming from. Sometimes it's coming directly from the scalp where you're pulling, or sometimes it's coming from an inch or so away from the scalp. So I love starting at the top and I work my way back on the top and then we go ahead and tackle those sides. This is obviously the most tedious part because it's just a matter of getting the amount of hair you want out of those holes, and then you have to go in with a brush just to get all those little hairs that are kind of snagging inside the cap. But, once you kind of get the hang of it, you really kind of start going a little fast. I want to say this took me about 30 minutes to kind of get all the hair out that I wanted. Yeah, I had to stop a few times, take care of my kids, but, depending on how much hair, it could be a faster process. But here's what we're looking like. I just pulled a little bit from the back because I do like a lot of depth in my hair. Okay, so here's where we're going a little different with this. I'm going to start teasing because I'm not going directly at my roots. I actually don't really like going to the root with this just because it's prone for bleeding and spotting. Not only that, I've just always enjoyed more of a lived-in type of look. So once the hair is growing out, as you see, there's no harsh lines already. I've done this previously, and everything just grows out seamless. Okay, so we're using Matrix in 30 volume, and I'm starting here in the back. Obviously, we teased, and I'm redirecting everything forward. Again, it's just going to ensure I get a better blend in here. Look at that. I kind of went over my foil. It's okay. I just went ahead and popped in another foil right there. Okay, so what I do is I load up my brush and I put all the product on the center and brush down. And then once you kind of have a little bit of product left, that's when I start feathering up because obviously you don't want so much bleach getting up there because again, you are going to have harsh lines if you do it like that. So most of the bleach you want in the middle, start feathering it up. And then I kind of like do a little spaghetti swirl there to kind of get the rest of the ends. Also, can't stress this enough. If you want an even lift, you have to heavily saturate. Do not try to go light. If you feel like you need more, you're not sure, just put more because more can't really hurt, okay? We want a even lift. And then see how my foil was kind of slipping. It's okay. I just kind of tug right there. And then once we're feathering, yeah, see, look, I couldn't. It was like really slipping. So I'm just kind of using my brush to pull those hairs down. And then when we're feathering, you want to feather into that tease. Okay, so this is my last one for the top front. And I'm taking that lightener and going through the whole strand. Even though you see my ends are previously lightened, I'm going for a much brighter blonde this time. So that's why I'm going ahead and pulling those through. But if you liked your previous color, you would just want to kind of tackle the darkest part and leaving the ends out. Since these are at the front of my head and I want these closest to the root, not actually touching the root, but closest, that's why you really see me taking it into that tease. And then that's it. We're going to close that up and let that process. I did let this process for about over an hour. I don't know what it is, even though that top part is virgin. My hair takes forever to lift. That's why I'm also using a 30. Okay, so now we're onto the side. And here I'm just splitting in two. Just because I don't want this close to the root. Actually, if anything, I want it a little further down than the top. Just because, again, I'm looking for that depth. So I don't want it super high. Because the higher I go, I lose more depth. And then the top highlights don't pop as much. And of course, I can't stress this enough. You always have to make sure you're feathering it up. Because if not, those harsh lines, and then you got to go in with a shadow root and do more work. So yeah, I finished up these sides real quick. I did like, I think the other side was 2 foils, and this one, I don't know, one side I have more hair than the other, so this one I had to do 3 foils. But either way, whatever you got to do, you got to do. All right, so once we got this last foil, we're going to close that up, and then we're going to put a shower cap. Again, I'm trying to trap in that heat, get that even lift, also just to make it lift that much faster. And I did occasionally hit it with the blow dryer. All right, so I'm back. Here we are. We're done. I gave myself also a little cut. I love cutting after any type of coloring service. But here we are. So the only thing when it comes to doing the highlighting cap is the fact that I have no face framing highlights. So, but we're going to go in and freestyle. I'm going to do the money piece in my next video. But the blend always comes out seamless. Let me show you the back. So as you can see, there's the back. I might add a little bit here as well when I do the money piece, but there you go. I love using the highlighting cap. It really always does what it needs to do. And as you see here, it is a seamless blend. Again, the only thing is that it doesn't really give you face framing highlights. I mean, it depends. I thought I was grabbing the front, but apparently not. But it's okay, because we're going to go in and do these with just traditional highlights, baby lights. But I am pleasantly happy with how the rest came out. In my next video, I'm going to go ahead and do those face framing highlights.